Hello boys and girls of the Geometry EOC Excellence Group. Well, let's check this out. Alright, what are we going to do today? Well, we're given right triangles and we're going to find trigonometric ratios. Now we're in trigonometry. Good. Now we got this thing called sine, cosine, and tangent. We're going to set up these ratios. Alright, cool. So look at this right here. Write this in your notes. We set up different ratios depending on what sides we have. So sine right here is always going to be, so sine of theta, sine of an angle, is going to be the opposite over the hypotenuse every time. Okay, what else we got? We got the cosine. So cosine is abbreviated cos, but it's pronounced cosine. Theta, that's going to be the adjacent, and we labeled these all last time, over hypotenuse. I'm going to show you what it all means in a second. Hypotenuse. And the last one is tangent. So tangent, right over here, tangent is going to be the opposite side over or divided by the adjacent side. Okay, so we need to remember these. How do we remember these? Sine is opposite over hypotenuse. Let's just take the first letters here. Look at that. So this is where we get this thing called Sohcahtoa. Say that to yourself, Sohcahtoa. You remember it because what does it say? Oh yeah, sine is opposite over hypotenuse right here. What's cosine? Oh, right here, adjacent over hypotenuse. What's tangent? Oh, what? Oh, hey, that's opposite over adjacent. Cool. So that's how I remember it's Sohcahtoa. That's how I remember all these trigonometric ratios. You can remember that for a while. So check this out. Alright, so here are some triangles. I fixed some numbers for us so we can do it. Here is our reference angle right here. First thing we need to do is we need to label all of the sides. So opposite the right angle, this is the hypotenuse. And then opposite the reference angle, that's obviously the opposite, and what's left is the adjacent. So here we go. Sometimes I circle them just to help me out. Alright, so I got Sohcahtoa. Write that down. Okay, so the first, sine of the question mark angle. Sine is the opposite over hypotenuse. So opposite right here is 3. Hypotenuse right here is 5. So the sine of the question mark angle is 3 over 5. Got it. Okay, let's try the cosine now. We're just going to go right in a row. Cosine of the question mark angle. So that's adjacent over hypotenuse. So adjacent is here, which is the 4. Hypotenuse, because it's h, is going to be 5. There you go. All right, one more. Let's do the tangent, because we have toa here. So tangent of the question mark angle, that's going to be opposite over adjacent. So opposite right here, we got that, which is 3. Adjacent, which is 4. Got it. And there we go. That's how we do trigonometry. Not bad, huh? Okay, let's try another one. Sohcahtoa. Always write that down every time. Sohcahtoa. When you're doing geometry, you got to be able to do this every single time. Okay, so here's the reference angle. Let's label it. Hypotenuse up here. Whoop, line, opposite. And then the one that is touching the reference angle that's not the hypotenuse is the adjacent. So we got those. Easy. All right. So now let's do sine. Sine of the question mark here. That's opposite over hypotenuse. So opposite here is 40. Hypotenuse, boom, right there, is 41. Got it. Okay, I'm just going right off of Sohcahtoa. What else do I got? We got to talk about the cosine. All right, cosine of the question mark. That's going to be adjacent over hypotenuse. So adjacent is the 9 here. Hypotenuse is going to be the 41. Got it. Okay. What do we got now? Tangent, don't we? Tangent. Toa. Toa right there. So tangent of the question mark angle is going to be the opposite. I just go right off of this. Opposite over adjacent. So opposite is the 40. And adjacent is 9. There you go. And that's how you do trigonometry. Easy. Okay. Let's see if you can do this one right here. Here's the reference angle. Let's see if you can give me sine of the question mark, cosine of the question mark angle, the reference angle, and tangent of the question mark angle. Let's see if you can do it. Pause the video. Ready, set, go. All right, let's see how we did. Sohcahtoa. Let's see how we did. Okay, so we got this. Sine is opposite over hypotenuse. Oh, I didn't label yet. So this is the hypotenuse, opposite the right angle. Whoop! There's the opposite, and here's the adjacent. So sine is 16 over 34. Did you get that? Put a check if you did. Nice. Cosine is 30 over 34. Adjacent over hypotenuse. Check. Tangent, that's opposite over adjacent. Opposite over adjacent, that's going to be 16 over 30. Yeah, you can simplify these. We're setting them up right now, so you can simplify these if you want to. But right now, I'm just going to make sure we set them up correctly, and that's all I'm concerned about. So if you're able to get those, you're good. All right, ready? Let's see if you can get one more here. So we got 8, 15, 17 right here, and here's the reference angle. Pause the video, see if you got it. Ready, set, go. All right, let's see. Sohcahtoa. So sine of the question mark. Ooh, so this is the opposite. This is the hypotenuse, 17, and the adjacent is the 8. Ooh, okay. So sine of the question mark, that's going to be 15 over 17. You get that? Cosine of the question mark, that's going to be 8 over 17. And what else we got? Tangent of the question mark. What's that going to be? That's opposite over adjacent, so that's 15 over 8. That's why labeling the opposite and the adjacent and the hypotenuse is so important. It's really easy once you get that. Boom. Okay, so we're looking good. Here are some more to practice. So if you need to practice them, go ahead and practice. I'm going to move on to another one. Check out this. All right, here we go. So, number 1, label the sides. Okay, we can do that. So here's the reference angle. Why is the reference angle? Because it's the only angle that gives us. That's not a right angle. So the right angle is never the reference angle. So 41 degrees. Okay, I got that. So I mean that this is the hypotenuse, and this is the opposite. Okay, and then this is the adjacent. So now I'm looking at what ratio am I going to use? So is that sine, cosine, or tangent? I'm going to write this. Sohcahtoa. So what does it give us? Well, we have the x. Look at where stuff is. So x and 6. There's nothing here on adjacent. So the only thing that where it gives us is the opposite here, where the x is, and the 6 with the hypotenuse. So O and H. Whoop, that's that. That means I'm using sine. S stands for sine. So if I set this up, the sine of 41 equals opposite, which is x. I don't know what that is. And hypotenuse, which is 6. And that's how you set it up. Okay? Let's try another one. Numero dos. These ones can be kind of tough, so we're going to go slowly here. So this is the reference angle here. So now let's label the stuff. So this is the hypotenuse. This is the opposite. And then 19 is where the adjacent side is. Okay. So, Sohcahtoa. Where is all the stuff? The stuff is on the hypotenuse, because that's where the x is, and the adjacent, not on the opposite. The opposite is not empty. There's nothing there. So where is adjacent and hypotenuse? Oh, right here. Cosine, right here. Okay. So cosine of 34, and this matters the order. Adjacent goes first, so that's adjacent goes first. So that's 19. Hypotenuse goes second, and so that's going to be x. If I wrote x over 19, that would have been wrong. So make sure I write that. And if I wrote sine or tangent, that would be wrong too. So you have to do it a specific way every single time. All right, so let's try one more. Then you're on your own. Sohcahtoa. All right, so here's our reference angle, 30 degrees. Oh, to 30, 60, 90 if I want to do that. We're using trigonometry, so we're going to mess with trigonometry right now. So this right here is the hypotenuse. Here's the opposite, and here's the adjacent. Okay, so where's the stuff? Adjacent is where the 7 is, and x is where the hypotenuse. So adjacent and hypotenuse again. Cosine. So cosine of 30 degrees equals adjacent, which is 7, hypotenuse, which is x. There's another cosine. Cool. All right, let's try one more. Actually, you try this one, number 4. You try this one, number 4. Pause the video, see if you can get it. Ready, set, go. All right, let's see what we got. So this is the hypotenuse. Opposite the reference angle is the opposite, and this is the adjacent. So where's the stuff? Adjacent and opposite. Sohcahtoa, where is that? Opposite and adjacent, that's tangent. Ooh, did you get tangent? Hope you did. Tangent of 28 equals opposite, which is x, over the adjacent, which is 7. So tangent of 28 equals x over 7. Hopefully you got that. Ready? 2 more. 7 and 8. Pause the video, see if you can get both of them. Ready, set, go. All right, let's see where we're at. So this is the opposite, this is the adjacent. So this one is tangent of 59 equals x over 26. Boom. This one, 45, so this one is opposite and adjacent. Another tangent, ooh, 3 in a row. Tangent of 45 equals 17 over x. There we go. So hopefully you got all those. Good work. Now you have a few more to work on. 9, 10, 11. Try and do those on your own. Raise your hand if you are confused, and your teacher will help you. Good work today.